back to another episode of Built from the Inside Out. Today I have with me Jennifer Sebasigari, chef and brand ambassador. Welcome and thank you for being here.
Welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
Did I pronounce your last name correctly?
Absolutely.
Perfect. So tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
I'm Jennifer Sebasigari. I am a culinary chef by trade here in Houston, Texas. I'm also a brand ambassador, an activist. Um, I feel like I do a little bit of everything, but I don't like to brand myself like that because then people don't take me seriously.
What do you mean by that?
Because you don't want to be the Jill of all trade.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people know me from being a brand ambassador
Okay.
and a culinary chef and also an activist for the refugee communities here in Houston.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so my culinary career started when I was a little girl. I was about, I would say, probably like 7 years old.
Oh, wow.
We were just moving back from um, one part of Africa that my parents and I were used to live in, Burundi, and I didn't have any friends. So what I used to do is I used to take like little like I used to take actually like tomato cans and I would use it as a pot and then I would build a fire with charcoal
Oh, wow.
and I use my mom's scrap from cooking and I'll cook for my Barbie dolls because
Oh.
I didn't have any friends. So that's where it really
Oh,
it started.
okay.
And then when I went to the refugee camp was the first time that I ever made a meal. I was about 11 years old. And then after that, I just continued to cook with my mom. So when I turned 25, I decided to go to culinary school at Le Cordon Bleu in Austin. Graduated with honors.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. It's so funny because, like when I was in school, I hated school, but in culinary school, like I was, I
You,
was the girl.
yeah, you got to do what you liked.
I know
Yeah.
it was because it's my passion. So after
Mhm.
that, I went to, I got an internship. It was like me and this other guy. We were the only two out of our culinary school that got one of the best internship was to go work for Walt Disney. So I
Oh,
did
wow.
that. That was an amazing experience. Came back to Houston, worked
Mhm.
for an amazing chef, Jim's Beerman Award winner. It was the number one restaurant. We're not gonna give any shout outs, but I'm just kidding. But and then afterwards work for food truck manufacturing company. And then I started Jenny on the Go 365 and here we are.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So that's what you do now. You have your own business.
Yeah, so I have a food service business. It's called Jenny
Mm.
on the Go 365. You know what, guys? One thing that I would say, do not name your company on the Go 365 because it's going to end up catching up to you like me.
Why?
I am on the go 365 days and I'm like, why? But
But that's a
any
good thing.
it is a good thing, but sometimes you
Mm.
just feel like I just need a day off.
Yeah,
I just need that one. You know,
I can relate.
yeah, like it's so crazy. So speaking of what my company does, so
Mhm.
we provide culinary services,
Mhm.
so which include catering services, private chef services, um, food media,
Okay.
cooking classes. So anything in the culinary industry we can provide.
I might have to take a cooking class from you.
You should. They're so fun. I
Yeah.
customize them just like how they taught me in culinary school. I use that
Okay.
same rubric.
Mhm.
And my cooking classes are 6 weeks and you become a culinary pro.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm definitely interested. Like I
Yeah.
was telling you the other day, I meal prep and it just gets so boring.
It does. It does. And it's all about just using different techniques.
Mhm.
It's not really about ingredients. It's all about techniques. So That's something that I've learned going to culinary school.
Mhm.
A lot of people say, "Can you cook anything?" I'm like, "Yes, anything," because it's all about just using proper techniques.
Mm.
Hmm.
Well, I'll have to get with you
Yes.
after this.
That would be great.
Yeah. Okay, that's awesome. So congratulations on that.
Thank
And then
you.
you mentioned you're an activist for refugees.
Yeah, so I moved here in 2001. Well, is that even the right way to say?
2001?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know how we say like 2021? I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, can you say 2001?
You
And
can.
oh man. Anyways, guys, English is not my first language, so just give me a break.
What is your first language?
So my first language is French. I know several,
Really?
yeah.
Okay.
So I moved here in 2001 and
Mhm.
I came here as a refugee. My family and I fled Congo, the war. It was due to the genocide of Rwanda, and that war just like annexed also into the Congo and other places in Africa as well. So um,
For those of us who don't know a lot about that, can you explain a little bit?
Um, so it was a war between two tribes,
Okay.
and yeah, millions and millions of people died, and that war really caused a lot of turmoil to the countries that were surrounded. Surrounded the country, Rwanda. So it caused a lot of turmoil in
Right.
Congo, Burundi, Uganda.
What were
So
they fighting about?
to be honest, until today, I feel like there's so many there's so many things.
Mm,
So there's not really,
like one specific thing?
yeah.
Okay.
I feel like, and I don't want to say something that I don't know
Okay.
or I'm not familiar about, but
Right.
I know that all I know is, the war was very brutal
Mm.
and, pe- in Africa, I feel like people are always fighting for either power or money or
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
it's always something like that.
Okay.
Land.
Mhm. And
S-
you were living.
I was living in Burundi
Okay.
with my family, and we had to relocate in Goma, and that was also super super dangerous. So then we went to Kinshasa, and after Kinshasa, we came to Cameroon.
Okay.
And then it was so amazing because it was because of the United Nations. That's why we were able to actually come here. They granted us 1,500 visa for Congolese victims.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, and then they were just giving it to certain people or anyone who
Yes.
just applied, or how did it work?
So they were giving it pretty much to anyone that was mistreated.
Okay.
And my father was getting kidnapped because of who he was and his looks, and so we were not in a safe place. It was a lot, like I said, it was a lot of turmoil um in Congo.
By his looks, what do you mean?
So
Like, was he attractive? Was it like skin color? Like, what
no,
was
so
it?
there's a certain look that a certain tribe looks like.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that's crazy. So they would kidnap him,
Yeah, they
like,
were.
so more than one time.
Oh yeah, they've kidnapped him like think like 4 times. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah. It's very traumatic. You know, I always remember those days. I think for me, those days really you don't ever want to put little kids in trauma like that.
Right.
And, a lot of people that vote for wars and stuff like that,
Mm.
no, it's not good.
Yeah.
Wars are so bad. Um a lot of family get destroyed.
Yeah.
um, a lot of mental illness forms.
Mhm.
A lot of people. Let's not even talk about people that die.
Yeah.
It's just such a. I don't even know how to. It's such a tragedy because in today's world. we feel like people want to be at war. And I'm like, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't want to be at war.
Yeah.
So it's just, it was super bad.
And you were able to relocate with all of your family.
Yeah, except one of my sister. One of my sister, she was married, so she stayed with her husband. Yeah,
Okay.
her husband didn't. Nothing was happening to him. So
Okay. So
yeah,
she was safe.
yeah.
Okay.
hmm
And then coming here, what would you say was your biggest struggle?
Coming here, my biggest struggle was just like fitting in when I first moved here.
And how old were you?
I was 12,
12.
so I didn't know how to speak English. So
Okay.
kids were rude. Just learning, like, first of all, just learning English.
Yeah.
But I was so excited to be here. I was
Mm.
super, super excited to come because, few years back it was just super bad. So it was
Mm.
such a miracle being here. So it was learning English, really fitting in with kids. Kids were so rude.
Mhm.
In middle school, they're not
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
They would call you all kind of name like African booty scratcher. You look like you're from Africa.
That is crazy.
Oh,
I was
what?
gonna say like I can kind of relate a little bit on the language barrier just because I was born here, but my mom didn't speak English, so
Wow.
I only spoke Spanish my first few years of school.
Mm-hmm.
But there were also a lot of other Hispanics who were that way, so
Right.
I feel like I had at least somewhat of a support system.
Mm-hmm.
But you were the only one, huh?
Oh yeah, and I had to go to like ESL classes. Oh my God,
Okay.
those were so hard
Yeah.
because when I was in ESL classes, I started learning how to speak Spanish.
Really?
Yeah, and my mom, and then I started watching like novellas.
That's so funny.
Yeah, and then my mom was like, "Oh no, you gotta go. You gotta get out of ESL." So then I started going to regular class.
Uh-huh.
That was just bad because kids would like pick on me.
Yeah.
So then I'll fight. Yeah,
Okay.
it was not good when I first moved here. But then after a year and a half, my parents bought a home in the
Mhm.
suburb. So then I went to a different high school,
Okay.
and that was amazing. I went to
Yeah.
Leander High School. Yeah, I moved to Leander.
Oh, okay.
hmm
Well, that's
That's
good.
like in the Austin area,
Okay.
suburbs of Austin.
So when you first got here, came here to the US, you went to Austin?
Yeah, we
Okay.
relocated in Austin.
Okay, okay.
hmm
And look at you now. You went through
Yeah.
all that.
I know, it's so crazy.
Yeah.
Little old me.
I'm so proud of you though.
Thank you, thank
Yeah.
you.
I love hearing stories of like people are like, I went through everything, but I didn't let that get me down. Like,
Right,
look at me now.
right.
I love those stories.
Oh yeah, one thing that I would say is just having faith with God. It's really, really important, especially
Yeah.
with just everything that we go through as
Mhm.
women, as color women.
Mhm.
It's a lot. It can get really, really a lot at time, but your faith should always be super important and number one.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you went through bullying. I wanted to ask you what your thoughts are on critical race theory.
Oh man. I just think like it's just so wrong.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just destroying this country.
Do you feel like it gives people like a I think it's called inferior syndrome where it like makes them feel inferior for no reason? Because I
Like
think I'm still trying to fully understand what it is that they're teaching at schools, but from what it sounds like they're teaching them that everybody's racist,
yeah,
no matter what. Like
yeah.
automatically everybody's racist. So
Right.
I feel like that puts
That
like
could
in
put
their head
that
that
puts a complex.
right, right.
And can you imagine as a kid
Mhm.
growing up thinking that, oh, Brianda would never like me because I'm black. Oh, um, or me thinking, oh, Brianda is racist because she's She has blue eyes and she's
Yeah.
South American.
I feel like that just stops them from so many opportunities.
Absolutely. It's teaching you to become a victim,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
And that is a dangerous place to be in.
Yeah. Because
It's
like as I was reading about it and
mhm,
watching videos, I was like thinking back growing up in a small town, it was a lot of Hispanics, and some of them had that mindset that, if you're white, you're racist, you know.
mhm.
And then when I went to college, I went to Texas Tech, and it was a lot of white people. So
Oh, in Lubbock.
in
Did you
Lubbock,
go there
yeah,
whenever it was
yeah.
dry?
No, no, I showed up the year after, I want to say.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, but it wasn't dry when I showed up. So being
Oh,
around everyone, that's when I realized like, oh, not everyone is racist, and
right,
I if I want to do something, I can. Like nobody's stopping me,
right.
and I feel like they're teaching the kids like they're setting like a limit to what they
Mhm,
can do by teaching them that
right.
everybody's racist.
Absolutely. And it's destroying this country.
Mhm.
Is destroying the youth.
Mhm.
Is is destroying everything.
Yeah.
It's not a smart ideology that they're putting out there, and it
Right.
needs to be stopped.
Do you think it also kind of makes them not be accountable for certain things? Like they can just blame race.
No, because the funny part about this is like a lot of people um really look up to Dr. Martin Luther King,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
Like I feel like as minority we all
Mhm.
do,
Right.
because he's like the father of unity, or.
Mhm.
But critical race theory destroy his ideas.
Mhm.
So people that believe in his idea, right?
Mhm.
And believe in critical race theory, I'm like, so what do you you're contradicting what you believe
Right.
in.
Because he said, "Judge me by my character, not by my skin color."
Absolutely. And they're telling us to judge people by their color of their skin.
Right.
No, I don't ever. So for me, I don't judge people by the color of their skin because I have met sketchy white people. I have met sketchy black people. I have met sketchy Mexicans. I have met amazing white, black, Mexican,
Mhm.
or European or African. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so I don't really judge someone by where they're from.
Mhm.
It would be so ridiculous of me to judge anyone by their skin color because I mean, to be honest, if we want to talk, for instance, Africans, Africans, a lot of people just look at us as like low value, like we don't have manners or, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
They always have this negative,
I didn't know that.
oh yeah, it's, it's one of those things that it's not really talked about, but you feel
Okay.
it. But if I judge every single African like, oh, you're a scammer or you're this or you know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
or, oh, because you're from this area, you're this. No, you have to judge someone by their character and their
Right.
morals, their value,
Mhm.
what they're showing you, not by because you're darker, you're victim.
Mhm.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. And it kind of blows my mind a little bit that they're teaching that to the kids.
Absolutely. And there's people that are paying for that. And there's people that are applauding all these things
Mhm.
that is just slowly destroying this country. It destroyed
Yeah.
all the morals of this country.
Yeah, and people accept it so easily.
Hmm.
Like for
Everybody
example,
is a victim.
yeah, yeah. I even had someone. I had posted I made a post last year
Hmm.
about YouTube censoring videos when the
Hmm.
election was going on, and
Hmm.
I was in the middle watching a video from I think it was a Venezuelan talking about the elections.
Hmm.
Halfway through, this video is not available anymore. So I'm like, well, that's weird. I was like, why are they censoring? So I made a post talking about how we're being censored and how I grew up hearing how lucky we were to live in the US where we weren't censored and other
Mhm.
countries were, and I was like, basically like, "What's going on? What's
Right.
happening?"
Right.
Well, people a lot of Hispanics, had seen that I'm more of like a conservative person,
Right.
and for some reason that meant being racist
Oh,
against
absolutely.
Hispanics.
Have they called you a white supremacist yet?
They said, not a white supremacist, no, but they have, someone commented that it's Mexicans like me that keep other Mexicans down, and I was like, "I don't even know who you are, like, first of all, how am I keeping you
Down.
down?" And I was talking to a friend about it the other day, and I was
Oh,
like, "How is someone gonna say that when I'm, like, proof that you can literally come from nothing? Like, I'm showing this person you can come from nothing and make something of yourself. How
absolutely.
you gonna tell me I'm keeping other Mexicans
Get
down?
down.
Like, what?" The things they say.
Ah, the things.
Have they told you anything like that?
Oh my God. I've been called a white supremacist. I was like,
Really?
wait, last time I remember, I don't even think I was white. And I know it's just a saying, but I'm
Mhm.
like, I think I think so highly of a lot of black people. What are you talking about? Most of my
Yeah.
mentors are like black people, so I don't hate black people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Y
they, a lot of them say that if I still had the ideas that I do, I would still be a refugee in a refugee camp. I would have never been in America. I would have been suffering in the camp. I am so stupid. White people are using me. I hear it all in my DMs. So
Really?
I just chose to keep my comments to myself. And
Yeah.
from now on, I'm just like, you know what? If you guys want to believe the bullshit, I'm going to continue to elevate while y'all still think that
Yeah.
while you still think that the victim mentality,
Yeah.
hey, honey,
Do
high
you?
five, do
Yeah.
you? High five to you over there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna continue to elevate with my white supremacist self. Because it's just so insane. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, it's like and the stuff they say is like, it
It's
doesn't
like
even make
makes
sense.
sense.
Yeah, you're like, "What?"
Oh yeah, and I've been called racist. I've been called so many names. I've been called an idiot. I've been called
And I feel like these are privileged people.
oh yeah, 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 yeah. They it's I mean, I've been called everything, but my thing is like I love all people. Like
Mm,
I work with so many people. I work with all type of people. I don't only
yeah.
work with like this
Mm,
type of people. I do business with so many different people from so many walk of life. Like for instance, when I did a give back with Independent Heights, that
mhm,
was so amazing. That's the number one, the first African American incorporated city i- in the state of Texas. So I'm like, how can you say that I'm this, but I'm doing all of these things for people?
and you're very active.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm so active in the
Mhm.
community. So it's just so but people that say things like that, they're not doing anything. They're
Yeah.
not doing anything for the community.
Mhm.
They're probably making money for themselves, but they're not trying to help or,
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
make an impact in the
Yeah.
community.
And I feel it's like people who are because I feel like you're the perfect example. Like you come from a different country. You didn't have the victim mentality. You
Mm-mm.
made something of yourself.
Right.
And these people, some of them are like, "Oh, I'm such a victim," and they've never been through half the things you've been through.
Never.
Yeah.
Never. I tell a lot of people, I'm like, a lot of people ask me, what is your why? And I always say my why is the girl that was in the refugee camp. I want to help. I know that there's a lot of Jennies out there,
Yeah.
and I want to bring a lot more Jenny stories out,
That's so awesome.
because a lot of kids suffer in the refugee camps, and a lot of them, I was so fortunate to only be there for a year and a half.
Mhm.
There's people that have been there for like 10 years,
Oh, wow.
20 years, they have family, and I want to be able to help those people and, provide them any type of culinary services or work with the United Nations, anything that I can do to help. So when people say that, like all these horrible things that I hear on my DM, I'm just like, dude, you have not even done one. You don't even go to your local food bank
Mm,
to do
yeah.
to volunteer. You don't even go to Goodwills to volunteer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I
So
think that's why they say the things they do because they haven't been through something truly
never.
difficult enough for them to appreciate what they have.
Of course,
Yeah.
and people want to victimize themselves all the time.
Mm,
I just cannot. You know,
yeah.
I see the things that happen. I'm very aware.
Mm,
One person asked me in my DM one day, they were like, "Hey, Jenny, do you feel like racism still exists?" And I say, absolutely.
yeah.
We can't sit here and say that, oh, racism does not exist. Like,
Yeah.
that's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But we can't just always think everything is racist,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah. Or that something happened because somebody was racist.
Right.
And that keeps us from being accountable.
Absolutely. You have to
Yeah.
take accountable. You have to be accountable to yourself. You have
Yeah.
to, it's just, this country has just, I don't know what happened.
I don't know either. I don't know where we're headed right now.
I know. It's like, man, it's just been like this, like a roller coaster from
Yeah.
Corona to now to whenever President Trump was in the office. It's just been a whole
Yeah.
lot of up and down.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you feel like we're gonna have any type of stability with, the government or anything like that anytime soon?
I don't think well, so okay, so right now I'm following Cuba, right? Everything that's
Uh-huh.
going on with them.
Right.
And I don't want to say we're headed in the same direction, but we're being censored now. They're trying to control us.
Right.
They're trying to sell socialism, free healthcare, free school. You get everything Cuba has, but look at where they're at now. And there's so many people that are for that. Like they don't understand like in exchange for that you're giving up your freedom. And the more I see it, like they just came out and said that the government had paired up with Facebook to censor information on social media. And I'm like, why isn't anyone talking about this? Why isn't anyone mad about this? So I don't. That's why I said I don't know where we're headed. It's a
Wow.
little scary if people
It
don't wake up.
right.
Yeah.
It's so scary because, in Africa, man, psh, girl, in Africa, you're not even allowed to, like, some countries
Hmm.
protest.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Where are
Like
you
that.
gonna go protest? To your grave?
Yeah.
Like, you can't even protest. That is
Yeah.
first time I feel like I've ever protested was here. And I was like,
Hmm.
my parents were like, you going to protest? Oh no, you cannot, you know. And I was like, Mom,
Yeah.
we're in America. There's freedom here. We're going to go protest. She's like, Ginny, you do not protest. I was like, yes, I do. We're in America. Because that just shows you how even my parents are so scared to protest because they know in Africa the consequences
Yeah.
of protesting.
Hmm.
So, I mean, you
And
don't
people
want,
take for granted the freedom that we have right now.
I know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it's like you don't ever, you don't ever want the government to control you like that.
Right.
Ever.
Yeah.
When they start controlling you like that, it's over
Yeah.
for everyone because it's gonna be like other communist countries.
Yeah. And I think the best way to manipulate people is through fear,
Absolutely. I
which they're
mean,
doing right now.
we heard it on
Yeah.
CNN.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah. They straight up told us. And
They straight up told us
mm,
fear is the way
yeah.
to control people.
Yeah.
I wish more people died.
That is crazy.
Can you believe those footage are out there like that?
Yeah. I can. Because that's how some of those countries started. Cuba wasn't always a communist.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. See, I
Yeah.
don't know the background about Cuba.
Yeah. I've been reading up on it, but I still need to do a lot of research. But I do know that they weren't always communist. And it's crazy because when you're not in Cuba, you hear about all the things about Castro and how horrible he is. And, you would think that everybody in Cuba hates him.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, there's people in Cuba who were all about him. And you're like, how? Like, how?
Mm-hmm.
And now you look at what's going on here in the US and you're like, oh, I get it. Okay, I can see how they can brainwash people real quick.
Right.
So it's a little scary. Yeah.
It really is.
Hmm.
What will you escape?
Where would I go? I don't even know. Where is there to go? I would have to do some research. What is the happiest country in the world? And go there.
do, do they exist?
I think I've researched this before. I forgot what country it was, but it's like, supposedly they're
It's probably like
very
one of those
happy
like
and
Scandinavian
yeah,
country.
something like that. Yeah. Might go there.
Oh
No,
man.
but we'll see. No, but I actually going back to what you were saying earlier about being so active in your community and
Mm-hmm.
helping other people and wanting more Jenny stories.
Right.
I did a podcast with a pastor,
Mm-hmm.
Pastor Rod, and we're talking about finding your purpose.
Right.
And basically what he said was like, take what you've been through and turn around and help someone who's going through the same thing. And
Right.
he's like, that's your purpose.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it
Take what
reminded me right now when you said that.
Oh
So you're
wow.
living your purpose. And that's awesome.
Yeah. Wow. Take what you've been through and
Yeah.
then learn somebody I mean
And then
find someone that is
going through the
going
same
through
thing or
the same
similar.
thing.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah. It really
Yeah.
is living your purpose.
Yeah.
Wow. So that you can be
Congratulations on
like
that.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
So you can be like a mentor to them.
Right. Yeah.
Wow. That's
And then
beautiful.
we were watching church the other day because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we watch it from home. And the pastor was talking about finding your one. And he was like, you can't change the whole world. He was like, but find your one person. He was like, and focus on that one person and you'll make a difference.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's so true because you can't change the whole world,
Right.
but if you can impact someone's life,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
And if you can impact two, three, four,
Even better.
and even better,
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
because what's really life if you're just living for yourself?
Mhm. I feel like you're not as happy
Mm-mm.
than when you're actually making a difference in someone's life.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
So tell me a little bit about your gala. Is it gala or gala? How do you say it? I never know how to pronounce it.
Okay, so I always say that if you're classy, you
Okay.
say gala.
Okay.
If you're just like, uh, you say
Mm.
gala.
Okay. I want to be classy, so we'll say
Yeah,
gala.
because that's what I kind of like, I kind of gather,
Okay.
like all the like older stuck up women, that go to so many galas. They're like, oh yeah, I went to this gala. I'm like, oh okay, because I used to say gala. I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
I'm having a gala. They're like, oh, Tia, a gala. I'm like, oh, okay. So I didn't know.
I didn't know because in Spanish it's gala. So I'm like, then I kept hearing both. So I was like, which one is it?
It's
Okay,
it's
gala.
whichever you
Okay.
want it to be.
We'll call it gala.
Uh, so yeah, Emerge Gala, it's a gala that we're gonna be doing every year
Mhm.
to recognize refugees and educate the public about other refugee organizations. We're gonna be awarding also refugee services nonprofit organizations as well.
Okay.
So every year we do a huge fundraiser
Mhm.
on World Refugee Day, which is June 20th.
Okay.
We were so lucky this year that it was our first gala
Mhm.
and the mayor of Houston gave us a day. I was so
That's
excited.
awesome.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you. Thank you. I was so, so excited because, man, planning a gala was, oh man. If you ever,
Exhausting?
have you ever planned an event, like a big event?
No, I've been part of events and I
Okay.
know it's a lot, but I've never actually planned one myself. Mhm.
Man, planning a gala was the biggest, the most difficult task I've ever had to do in my whole entire life. I literally felt like
You have to be super organized, don't you?
not even super
Yeah.
organized. There's so many moving pieces,
Mm,
and it's so stressful, and it takes your whole life for those 20 or 30 days or 60 days that you're doing. So you really don't have anything to do. I tried to cancel it like 4 times.
really?
Yeah, but it was like God wanted me to do it.
Yeah.
And the last time that I tried to cancel it, the
Mm,
day before I was going to tell my team, I
no way.
listened to a sermon
Uh-huh.
from Bishop T.D. Jakes, and
Mhm.
literally it was like God speaking to me to do that
Really?
sermon. And I was like, okay, emerge is happening. So I literally like stopped worrying about it. I
Mhm.
stopped stressing, and I was like, it's happening.
Yeah.
So it was my first one. I learned so much. My team was incredible.
Mhm.
I feel like I'm like such a diva. So sometimes like I wanted to do things my way. But you live and you learn, and it was such a beautiful event. I was so proud of everyone that came out, that came to support. All of my sponsors were so amazing. All of my friends that came, my parents were there.
That's
It
awesome.
was amazing. It was very intimate. It was a very, very cool event. I loved it.
I bet they're so proud of you.
You know what? My my parents are those parents that would tell you, "Oh yeah, you did well." Like, and you just never know. You're like, "Wait, so are you
Yeah.
proud or not?"
I can relate. My mom didn't tell me she was proud of me until recently, probably. So I know the feeling.
Yeah, I
I'm sure
think
they're proud. I know they are. They
I
they won't tell you, but they are.
I hope
Yeah.
so. Foreign parents are always like that.
Yeah.
They would just be like, "Oh yeah, that's cool," like casually, and you're like, "Wait, is it like cool, cool?"
That's funny.
So
But
yeah.
sometimes that happens. Like when you're about to do something really good, we have all these obstacles.
Oh
Just
man.
yeah.
We had to change venues.
Oh wow.
Man, we had to change venue 2 weeks before. Actually, no, it was 3 days before, 4 days before the event. We had to change venue. We
Oh wow.
finalized on our venue.
That sounds a little bit
It
stressing.
was so stressful because 2 weeks before the event, I was like, all right, we got to change venue.
No.
And it was on Father's Day. So many of my guests was like, hey, last year I didn't do anything for Father's Day. It was the pandemic.
Mm,
So I'm going to go fly out to see my dad, or I'm going to hang out with my dad.
yeah.
And I wanted to do it on World Refugee Day because it was so important to me
Right.
to do it on that day.
Yeah.
So, man, but I'm so glad that we were able to do it. Ivory was a host.
Yeah, I saw that.
We had a live auction. We had a lot of amazing artists that did a silent auction. We had vendors, and then we had a gala dinner, proclamation. It was great. We honored Planted for the farm here in Houston. It was the 10-year anniversary, and they work with refugees farmer, most of them from Congo, where I'm
Oh
from,
wow.
and we
Really
also
cool.
honor the United Nations. So
That's
next
awesome.
year it's gonna be bigger, amazing. I'm already starting to plan, looking for
Good.
sponsors
Yeah.
and venues and all that. So it's gonna be great.
Yeah. I feel like now that you've been through it, you're like, all right, I need to start with more time.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
because a lot of brands, they want to know what they're going to sponsor before the end of the year. So you have to
Okay.
start like a year before.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's something that I had to learn
Okay.
while I was sending sponsorships decks to like
Hmm.
hundreds of people. They're like, "Oh, we have closed a sponsorship deck application for the past 9 months." I'm like, I'm like, well, I'm late.
Well, now you know.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm excited. You have to come next year.
Yeah, I want to be a part of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would love for you to.
Yeah.
Perhaps we can do something. We can do some live from live streaming.
Yeah. Whatever you need. You can count me
Yes.
in.
That would be amazing. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So let me make sure that. So, okay. So one last question. So we
Okay.
have up here your Instagram
Right?
and anyone who wants to go follow. It's under Jennifer Sebasigari. Did I say it
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Sebasigari,
Sebasigari.
which is
uh,
spelled Jennifer, Jennifer. And my last name is S as in Sam, E as in Evelyn, B as in boy, A as in apple, S as in Sam, I as in Ian, G as in Gary, A as in apple, R as in Robert, and I as in Ian. That's my long Instagram name.
mine's long too. It's just my name.
Yeah, mine too. It's just my name.
Yeah. So how did you get your following?
Man, great questions. So when Instagram merged to with Android, I used to have an Android phone.
Okay.
I remember everyone on Twitter always would take pictures from Instagram and post them on Twitter.
Okay.
And it was only a filter app that they would use on Twitter, and it was only available on iPhone. So
Okay.
in 2010, I believe that's whenever they merged with Android.
Okay.
And I remember that day. I was heading to Miami and I was like, oh my God, now I can get on Instagram. So I created an account and I just started taking pictures of myself.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally how I grew my account.
Yeah.
I just started taking pictures of myself and I was like, oh, I got 30 likes. Okay, let me take another hot pictures. And I was like, oh, I got 200 likes. Let me take another hot picture. So I grew my account by literally just taking lifestyle photos of myself,
Okay.
which some of them were a little bit too sexy that we're not doing anymore. And then once I grew it past like 150,000 followers, I was in culinary school and I started to figure out, I'm like, man, this is just whack. Just
Mhm.
taking hot pictures of yourself is not what's up. Like, I need to start monetizing my social media.
Yeah.
So I didn't know how to convert it from hot social media to like food pictures. So I started
Okay.
incorporating food pictures here and there, going to restaurants, taking pictures. And then the beginning of 2019, I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm just going to delete all these hot photos and I'm just going to rebrand it and to make it into a food page. I lost almost like 50,000 followers.
Really?
Yeah, because all those people were there to like see hot photos. And
Yeah.
now it became like food, 100% with clothes on.
Yeah.
There was not that many bikini photos. The hot summers were gone. The only thing that was hot was the mac and cheese. They were like, what? Oh no, you gotta go. So I started just branding myself as a chef and doing more culinary content and adding, here and there pictures of myself. And I really grew it to where it is now,
That's awesome.
which, I still lose and gain. So,
Mhm.
because, my base was just like pictures of me. So most of
Mhm.
my base followers love my individual content.
Okay.
So I used to get more likes when
Mhm.
I took my sexy pictures than
Right,
I
of
have now.
course.
I
Yeah,
used to get like 20,000 likes.
of course. Of course.
And I was like, wait, why am I only getting 3,000 now? It's like, it's okay. But those 3,000 are actual real fans that will
Yeah.
buy from me.
Yeah. And that I think that's important to like tell like for especially younger girls out there
Right.
like when you're posting those sexy pictures like what are you really doing? Like what are you really getting out of it? Who's your
Nothing.
target audience?
Yeah, nothing,
Yeah.
and like I said, I had to sit down and to really think and say, what's important?
Right.
because it became like a waste of time
Mhm.
because I was just taking hot photos but not really monetize it like I I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
So
And if you look at it now, I don't know if we can scroll, but it's like it looks like I like it. I like it a lot. Like you have food. Hey, there's me.
yeah, that's you.
Here's us.
I know
Yeah.
4th of July. That was so fun.
Yeah, it was. You have food pictures, you have flyers of the things you're doing. So
Right.
I can go on your page and I'm like I can be like, "Oh wow, she does this, she does that." Like
Right. And
it's not
that
just like, "Oh, it's another girl in a bikini,
oh
another
my
girl in
god.
lingerie." Yeah.
And I told myself I was like, every summer I just want one bikini photo for 4th of July. That's it. I don't need
Yeah.
to have like 95 bikini photos cuz that was me. Summer started in January.
Yeah.
As soon as it got hot, as soon as it got hot,
Yeah.
the hot summer
Mhm.
photo started.
Yeah.
It was from January to like November
That's
when it
so
actually
funny.
gets cold in
Yeah.
Texas.
But you were getting the likes, you were getting the attention.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that attention doesn't do anything. I
Right.
I love my page now.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like I can go to anyone,
Mhm.
We can go to Dan Crenshaw's and they'll be like, "Oh, what is your page?" I won't be like, "Oh my god, am I embarrassed? This is Danny Crenshaw,"
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm
Yeah.
I'm at this event. I can't show my Instagram because they would be like, "Whoa," you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's important because if you're trying to do something and your Instagram, sometimes it plays a big role on people's
Absolutely.
careers. So make sure that your Instagram is
It's
like it's
clean.
something you're proud of to show
Right.
anyone.
And also
Yeah.
it's something that you can if you can, this is my rule now.
Mhm.
If my dad, can I see it?
That's my rule too. Yes.
Really?
Yes. I'm like if I have my brother on here, I have my cousins, I have my uncles. Do I want them seeing me like this? No. No, I
Yes.
don't.
Exactly. So that's
Yeah.
my new rule.
Yeah.
If I can show it to my dad, then it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to me, it's not my dad, it's my mom. And my
Right.
mom's super strict and religious.
Really?
So some things
So did
I'm
my
like,
mom.
yeah, some things I'm like, I don't know, but I think it's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where I kind of draw the line. I'm like, I know my mom's on here.
Right.
Am I gonna get a text once I post
Right.
this?
Oh, wow. You know what?
Mhm.
It's so funny that you said that because when I used to take hot pictures,
Mhm.
one day my dad, I was in culinary school and my mom told him that, I don't even know what my mom told him. Anyways, he came to my room and he was like, "People in Africa are talking about your pictures." I was like, "Oh God." And I was like, "Dad, they're not." He was like, "They are ridiculous photos." That I was like, "Dad, they're not even that bad."
You're like, I've seen
And
worse.
yeah, and I remember I was so embarrassed. And he was like, "Your mom tried to show it to me. I told her no." I was like, "Oh my God." So you definitely don't ever want to have those conversations with
Yeah.
your parents where
Yeah.
they're like, are you gonna like put some clothes on?" Man.
No, but I like it now, and you even got more of a following now.
I got more of a following, but I lost a lot. I could have been past 500,000 by now
Yeah.
if I continue. But I love my Instagram and I love how slow it's growing. I am not in a rush of anything.
Right.
You know,
Yeah. And like
it's
I feel like you feel better about yourself as well.
absolutely,
Yeah.
those photos really, really mess up with your self-esteem when you take those
Mhm.
photos because you just look at yourself, you're like, no one will ever marry me. I'm gonna be a sex object for the rest
Mhm.
of my life. No man is ever gonna take, because most men are not taking those girls seriously.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
we want to sit here and be like, she's a hater. Girl, I was that girl. They're not taking you seriously at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
No man that wants their girlfriend or future wife to be half naked on social media,
Right.
plastering their body. Like,
Mhm. I agree.
that's just not it anymore.
Yeah.
It used to be it,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, because I remember when Instagram first blew up. That's what girls were doing, just posting themselves
Yeah.
half naked, and they were growing super fast.
Absolutely. And man was
Yeah.
like, "Oh yeah, my girlfriend is like,"
Yeah.
but then it became like, no.
Yeah.
Men started being like, "This is whack."
Yeah.
A lot of men like a
Respectable.
respectable,
Yeah.
high value man does not want
Exactly.
their girlfriend to be in a thong,
Yeah.
showing her whole ass on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Or they're like, "Why don't I find a good man?" And
You're
it's like,
right.
"Girl."
It's like you gotta cut. And there was some of my friends that would. I remember one of my girlfriends was like,
Mm.
"Girl, when are you gonna stop? You gotta
Really?
cover up, Jennifer." And I used to tell her, "Oh my God, no, I'll be fine." And she was like, "Are you sure?" But my girlfriends are so sweet. Like they loved me for who I was. And,
Mhm.
the ones that, stuck around throughout all those times are still like, "Girl, I am so glad you don't take those pictures." Cause I was like, what is wrong with her? And, they would tell me, they're like, "Jenny, this is not going to work out for you forever."
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah. They were just looking out for you. That's
Yeah,
good friends.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I remember one of my girlfriend told me was like, I mean, if you want to get married and you want to really have a real relationship, those pictures have to go.
Yeah.
She flat out told me that, and I was like, oh my gosh, she's a hater. But it's true
Yeah.
because
I
it's
think so
just
too. Like there are some men that will marry a girl like that, but
where are they at?
well, I was gonna say maybe they're not.
Are
Let,
they?
let me not talk bad about anyone, but
No,
maybe
no.
it's not like what, like you said, high value men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I personally never seen that
Yeah.
unless they're like rappers,
Yeah.
and this is what they do, but not like just every day
Yeah.
because, men are starting to get smart too.
Yeah.
Men are starting to get smart. They're like, nah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I try to be careful too what I post,
Uh,
especially because of pageantry. I feel like that
right,
helped me a lot because I knew I couldn't post certain things,
right.
or else I feel like I might have been like, you know what, all these girls are getting all these likes, let me do that too. I would post bikini pictures,
Hmm.
but I never did lingerie, implied nude, nothing crazy like that.
That's amazing because you know what? That also, it's so hard. I remember I was reading an article that
Mhm.
I think Merlo Inch came up with, and they were talking about. I don't know. No, no, that's not that article. I think it was on Bloomer Report or something like that.
Okay.
They were talking about like all of these pictures and how much it costs. Like a lot of women, like women like me, right?
Mhm.
I figure out I'm like, oh, is 2021. I do not want to be hot on the internet anymore.
Mhm.
I don't want anybody to like Google me and find all these cute hot photos, which if they do, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm proud of who I am and what I've become is part of my story. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of women that are ashamed of that.
Mm.
So they pay a lot of money to
Yeah.
delete those
Do it.
photos, and it costs hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Oh wow.
Can you imagine like you're trying to run for something and then
Yeah.
they'll pull like one nude photo of you, like
Mm.
how they did Melania?
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that's why I always tell, younger girls, Instagram is so fun. Use it as your advantage. You're young, you can make a lot of money, you can make connection,
Mhm.
but just don't lose yourself with social
Right.
media. Don't
Yeah.
devalue yourself with social media.
Yeah.
Don't show your half naked body on social
Mhm.
media. Always be classy.
Yeah. Cause I had people telling me you need to just post sexier pictures for your followers to grow, and I'm like,
Really?
first of all, cause I had a career,
Mm-hmm.
I had like a job,
Right.
so I'm like, I can't. I'm like, because one, my job. I was like, but most importantly, like that's not me. Like
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't feel comfortable having those pictures out there.
Right.
Yeah, but people will tell you like, well, you want more followers, sexier pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's hard.
Yeah.
And also it kind of takes a little bit of you out, a little bit of yourself because you wake up every morning and you have all these strange people
Mm.
that are commenting and liking and
And then
boosting your ego
mhm.
in the comments.
Right.
And it's never fulfilling because you're like, I just want him, whoever that
Yeah.
him in is to you, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes that him does not want you,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes that him is just like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it also, it
Yeah, I feel like it keeps you from a lot of
growing.
opportunities too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like the one
Absolutely.
thing that would annoy me would be like guys commenting inappropriate things.
Oh my
And
God.
I'll be like,
But
well, if I posted a bikini picture, I'm like, okay, I'm kind of giving him a reason. Not really, but I'm like, let me cover up because mm,
right.
I don't like those kind of messages. That's annoying. And I don't want to say I had something to do with that or I
Right.
gave him a reason or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
And, also, last but not least, it's also just like our Christian values, right?
Right.
When I started really putting my faith into God and rededicating my life to God,
Mhm.
I was like, God does not want me to be out here with half naked pictures talking about hallelujah, amen.
Yeah.
Like your body's your temple. Like
Yeah.
people be like, "Where's God?" when you're taking all these photos.
I
God is nowhere to be found
yeah.
there.
I saw someone share it was a post and it was a girl. It was like literally her butt in a thong and
Uh,
it was like a Bible verse under, like as a caption. And they're like, "What is she doing?"
you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like once I started feeling like so like my conscience just did not sit well.
Yeah.
When I would look at the pictures and I'd be like, oh God, no, God is nowhere to be found on those pictures.
That's
Oh
funny.
man.
No, but yeah. So if they want to follow you, they can go to Jennifer Sebasigari. Probably won't find hot girl summer pictures, but
No, you would not. I don't do hot girl summer. I'm not a hot girl anymore.
you are though.
Not that type of
You
hot
just
girl.
don't. Yeah, you just don't post those kind of pictures. It's still hot though. You just don't post
Oh, thank
it.
you.
All right. Well,
Oh
is there
man.
anything else you would like to add?
Well, just go on my Instagram and follow me. I'm wearing Shop Rose Gold, which I love.
I
This is
love it. It's so
so
cute.
cute.
Yes.
It's like she has like all type of amazing business casual and business clothes. So
Okay.
I will be speaking at her event. Brianna, you coming with me?
Okay.
And also my beautiful hair from Fancy Hair Boutique here in Houston. If you're a girl, you want your weave, your wig, whatever, clip-in, she has it all. Um, Another thing that I want to add, also I will be speaking at a summit here in Houston also. It's going to be amazing. It's the first weekend of August. The tickets are, I'm going to post a link on my bio.
Okay.
So come out. It's going to be amazing. There's going to be a lot of celebrities, um, a lot of African governor official, U.S. government officials.
Okay.
Um, it's just going to be a vibe. So
Mm.
I'm super excited about that. And my TED Talk is going to be
I
coming
saw
out in the
that.
fall. So I am super excited about that because I remember when I started watching TED Talk and I used to be like, oh, I'm going to be on TED one day. And then I just send them a video of my story and they loved it. So now we're going to do, I'm going to be a speaker in the during October during autumn. So my talk
Okay.
will be out then. So look out for that. What else? Emerge events, 2022. So I am starting to look for a team. So if you want to be part of this amazing, amazing event to give back to refugees, contact us at emergeevent2021 at gmail.com and Follow me, guys. Thank you. Mwah.
Well, thank you. Thank you for being here today and
Yeah,
sharing
this
your
was
story with
so
us.
fun.
Yeah.
I love it. Wait, tell me a little bit about your product.
Oh, okay. So we have the collagen right now. I
Right.
sold out of the immune booster. Uh, and then we have a pre-workout coming out as well. Yeah.
Wow.
So right now, all we have in stock is the collagen, and I get asked a lot, is it also for men? The answer is yes.
Okay.
So all of us have collagen in us, and it's good for
Wow.
hair, skin, nails, joints.
Mm-hmm.
Especially people who have been injured before. It
Really?
helps them too. Yeah.
What is the vision behind the brand?
So the vision was that I wanted to come out with my own supplements,
Mm-hmm.
but I wanted them to be healthy
Right.
because when you're out there in the fitness industry, you see a
Mm-hmm.
lot of unhealthy things
Right.
that people push,
Right.
and they make you look good, but they're not always the healthiest. So I
Oh, okay.
wanted something that is going to help you look the way you want to look,
Right.
but it's also good for your health. And that's why
Awesome.
it's called Built from the Inside Out. Yeah.
Wow. Built from the inside out.
Yeah, and that's
How,
where I got the name for the podcast,
really?
because I was like, it's not just physical health, it's
Is
also
mental health.
mental, spiritual.
Joe.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Wow. So
Mhm.
where can we find it?
So this you can find at www.bcnsubs.com.
Woo. I'm so excited to try it.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to start using it. You can put it in all your drinks. It's unflavored.
Uh-huh.
So coffee, tea, smoothies. You can even put in your baked goods, pancakes. You can
Water.
literally water. Yeah, it's
So
unflavored
how would
though.
I see like the result?
Well, so what I've personally seen is my
Mm-hmm.
nails grow a lot faster. My
Mm-hmm.
hair has been growing a lot faster,
Mm-hmm.
and my skin has cleared up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I've
I'm
never
sorry.
been injured, so you know, that part I haven't really had
Okay.
an experience with, but that's mainly what I see. And,
Awesome.
I'm all about beauty inside and out. So I'm
Right.
like, whatever keeps me young.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to look young forever, but I know it's not going to happen. But you know what? That's why we have workout, Botox,
Yep. Drink your water.
and water.
Have you seen that TikTok? Well, it's in
No.
Spanish, so probably not. It's like this filter of where like the girl looks like super botched, I guess, just plastic. And she's like, I know how you girls are. You're gonna start asking me what I did. She's like, but I didn't do anything. I just drank a lot of water. She's like, stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated. Hydrate those Botox too.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Well, we're out of time.
Awesome. Thank you
But
so much for having
yeah,
me.
I had a lot of fun talking to you. Thank you
Me
for sharing your
too.
story.
Thank you.